Hey everyone. All right. I had to try out one of these filters. This is kind of funny looking and kind of fun. Happy Wednesday evening. Hello. How are you? I'm going to wait just a couple of seconds here for some people to pop on. These filters are beyond my sense of humor. I mean, they're just ridiculousness. You can breathe fire. Ah. It's craziness. Love, love, love what technology has done over the past couple of years. Pretty wild. So, welcome. Happy Wednesday evening. I hope you guys are doing really great. I wanted to pop on. I wanted to announce it and make it available to everyone and just have a conversation about some things that have been stewing in my mind and the focus that I am working in according to health and fitness and wellness, specifically, working on personal transformation. And as I was thinking and getting ready this evening, I found this cool quote that it just resonated with me. I don't know if y'all are one of these people, but I'm a quote junkie. I'll go and I'll find things that just resonate with me and just choose to be like, yes, that's for me, and I'm just gonna accept and agree with that. And so this is the quote. I'll read it to you. It's a little bit long, so bear with me. It says, "Stop hiding. Stop holding yourself back and playing yourself down. Stop worrying about how you look and what people are saying. Stop listening to what people are saying and trying to find out if they're whispering about you. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're okay or to make you feel special. Life is special. It's a special gift. This is your life. Now take your gift and live it out in the open. Decide today that you're going to live out loud." And I love that. I think that there is so much power in figuring out what it is within us that we really want to do and go with that. Follow it, explore it. And every time that I have looked into that, every time that I have explored that and just like asked questions around it, like, oh, I feel like kind of excited about that. I feel passionate about that. Like, always good things have happened. And so I feel like, especially in the realm of personal transformation and talking about health and fitness and wellness, that if something resonates to us, that if we feel that we're drawn to something or that something resonates with us and is seems like it's true for us, I think that we should use it as verification. I really believe that. So, welcome. Good to see y'all. Happy Wednesday evening. What I was going to talk about this evening was personal transformation and how it plays out in our health and wellness and fitness. And honestly, they're principles that we can use in all areas of our life, and in overcoming any sort of adversity, be it work troubles, be it relationship troubles, be it, troubles that we faced when we were kids, that we carried into our adult years, and that we are realizing maybe past tools and skills, survival skills that we used aren't necessarily applicable in this season of life. And a lot of times we see that, and a lot of times I see that with, if someone's carrying extra weight, that it's a defense mechanism in that sense. But really kind of coming to the place where you're free to be your own person. I've seen so much breakthrough in that, in just realizing you can be precisely who you want to be, and let's explore what that is. So, I had a couple of points here. There are 3 things that I have found in making it in making personal transformation possible for you. And I've played them out in my own life. I've used these multiple times, and I've seen the pattern. You know, I'm one of those people, I look for the patterns in what's going on in life, in the universe, in my own life. I had a cat stay with me for about 2 weeks, and I got him back to his owner. And it's kind of a crazy story because he he wound up scratching me in the face and like cutting my lip open, and I'm trying my darndest to make sure that it doesn't scar. But whenever he did that, I cried. I cried my eyes out. And then I realized while I was crying, I just like kept crying because I hadn't cried in a while. I just hadn't had that release of emotion. And it opened up this floodgate of things that I needed to grow in and open myself up to receiving care and love and support. Like, I have bad days just like anybody else. I had a friend talking to me yesterday and saying, like, are you always positive? Like, and my response to that is that I have trained myself over years to look at each circumstance, be it positive or negative, be it amazing or completely devastating, to say, what is the benefit here? What can I get from this? Why is this happening? And where is the positive? Because for me, I don't, at this point in my life, I don't see the point in seeing the negative or dwelling on it. I think that there's value in expressing what's going on in an honest way, but I don't see value in dwelling upon the negative. I see value in finding the empowering thoughts, the empowering things that really help to move us forward and grow. So, you know, am I always positive? I don't really know how to answer that question. I like to say that I, really strive to always find the positive in everything. And I've created that habit, just going through all of my life circumstances, just like everybody else has had their own fair share of shit, if you will, for lack of a better descriptor there. I think we all know, what that applies to in our own lives. And yeah, just find what we can get from it, because we can't change what's already happened. So what can we do with it? How can we be constructive? So, getting back to transforming, personal transformation. The first step, and it's probably the hardest one, but it's coming to a place where you believe that it's possible for you. Now, to go backtrack just a little bit to that positive or negative cycle or thoughts, it's a process. Change itself can happen in an instant. You can make a decision in an instant. But the process of getting ready to make that decision is the long and hard part. And a lot of times it's a series of decisions. If you are coming to a place where you're saying, man, I really want to eat healthier. And it's been like on your brain for like a year. And one day you finally come to the place where you're like, dang it, I am going to eat healthier. And I'm going to take care of myself. And it's this aha moment. All of those little bits, each of those thoughts led up to that moment. Where you finally, tangibly, definitely made the decision and said, that's it. Rubber's meeting the road. I am doing this. And that happens time and time and time again. And I am an advocate for having patience with friends, family, whatever, that are not in the place where they're ready to make that definite decision. Be it, living a healthier life, getting more active and fit, or anything. I think that you can encourage people to think, but you can't make anybody do anything. And I've learned that in working with my mom. which a lot of you guys have seen the posts that I've had over the past year with her being in the hospital and dealing with alcoholism, that I wanted to change her for years and years and years. I could see all the things that she could, should, and would do differently if she just made the effort. But you can't make anybody do anything. So I think that that goes with ourselves as well. I think that there's a point of convergence where we finally make that decision where we say, all right, I'm ready. I'm going to do something. And we make that just the first step. Be it reaching out to a friend and saying, hey, what are you were doing that like Whole30 thing or something. What are you doing? Or, you know, the coworker that started walking on lunch at work. Like, hey, can I join you? You know, little things like that. It's not success. I just posted a quote in our Richmond Wellness group a little bit ago, and it was the elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to take the stairs one step at a time. And that quote says multiple things. It says you're not just going to float to the top. You're going to put effort in on your own, but you don't have to jump a flight of stairs in one leap. It's one at a time. It's one step at a time. It's one day at a time. So the first step in personal transformation is coming to a place where you believe that it is possible for you. And then from there, the second step is coming to a place where you're willing to make that first step, willing to make that change, right? Because we can say, okay, I'm finally going to do something. The immediate following thought from that should be, how can I apply it? What can I do? And I really don't have to spend a lot of time on that one. It's just action. It's just saying, okay, what are the possibilities? What can I do? So from there, number 3 would be to actually have a vision. To, let's say you write it down. I'm huge with writing things down. I think that we have thousands of thoughts a day that just kind of will nebulously flow through our minds, and we'll say, yeah, that sounds good, you know, I'll do this, I'll eat healthy whenever I get home from work tonight. And then, you know, we get to the end of the day and we're like, I'm tired, I don't really feel like cooking, what can I pick up, you know, that's fast and easy and that kind of a thing. Or, you know, that we wanted to work out at the end of the day, and then by the end of the day, you know, we just have a different thought. And we have thoughts all the time. They come into our brains and out of our brains. I've read it written versus heard it said, although both, that we have a new thought every 7 seconds. So the meditative act of actually focusing and writing down the vision, like, what do I really want my health to be like? What do I really want that to feel like? I want to feel strong. I want to feel lean. I want to feel toned. I want to be able to do a handstand. I want to be able to run a mile without feeling like I'm going to die. You know, I want to insert your desire in that blank, because it's different for everybody, and each one of them, like, it's beautiful, it's awesome. I love, you know, I want to learn tango. Hey, that requires a level of fitness too. It's all, what do you want to do? What is it that lights you on fire? And what does that feel like? And how can you start to actually create goals around that would be the next step. So, what's the vision? What's the goal? How do you break it out? How do you break it down? How long would it take? You know, do some research. How long would it take to lose 10 pounds? If that would make you feel better. If your body would feel lighter, if your equilibrium would be different and you would just feel more confident. Like, spring is here, summer is coming up, less clothing is going to be in season, the beach will be happening, the river will be happening, like all of these things. And, you know, you start thinking about it now so you can actually plan ahead and work for it now. Set yourself up for success so that you feel good whenever you put on your spring and summer outfits, so that you feel good whenever you put on the bikini. Maybe you're not perfect, but hey, there's a certain amount of pride in saying, I'm working on this. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that that's a whole nother soapbox that I could get on for our culture and, you know, world dynamics and that kind of a thing, with how obsessive that we get over having like the 10% body fat, 12% body fat. I'm a much more balanced person in my approach. I think that healthy is balance. So, that being said, going from creating goals to then breaking them down into a game plan, like what are daily actions that you could do to actually accomplish that? What's some easy bite-sized steps? Again, the elevator to success is out of order. You have to do the work. You made the decision. You're willing to do the work that's involved. So from here, what are those action steps that you can take on a daily basis? What's just 5 of them? What are 5 habits that could really enhance your life? Like the 20% of habits that you could actually develop that would produce 80% of results. Is it eating healthier? Figuring out foods that work for you, that are nourishing your body, that are enjoyable to you, that work within your schedule, because we all have different, you know, some of us have lots of time and really enjoy the art of cooking and trying new things, while others of us don't have that and don't really want to spend the time cooking. You know, what are easy solutions that we could do instead? There are a lot of different meal services out there now that we can utilize and tap into, and it's awesome. So what are the daily habits that could actually take you there? They're just the small ones. You know, you have to take the stairs. It's one step at a time. And so from there, from your daily habits, the final thing that I would add here is, what are the resources that you have available to you? Be it the people that are around you, be it the information that you can seek out from reliable sources, be it professionals in your circle. What are the resources that you can tap into that are going to help you to get to where you want to go? Because no man is an island. We will not do things alone. We weren't created that way. We don't really work well that way. Isolation sucks. What can you do with the people around you and the information that you can tap into? So, those are my 3 things leading into personal transformation. I've used them in my life a lot of times. I've seen that pattern in my life created, where I got sick of something that I just, like, maybe I didn't even realize at one point in my life, because it's kind of like whenever you boil crabs, okay, fresh ones, like you just crabbed them, you just picked them, you just caught them, and you put them in a pot, and you don't put them in a pot of boiling water. They'll jump right out. They're still alive. You put them in a pot of comfortable water, cozy. They're happy, they're back in water. They're not trying to get out of a bucket anymore. You put them in this pot of water, and then you slowly turn up the heat, and they don't really know what's going on, and eventually you're eating crabs for dinner. Well, we get that way with stress, right? At some point, the thermostat, the level of stress is amped up just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And we have this amazing ability to adapt, and half the time not even notice what's going on. So whenever it finally reaches a breaking point, like that straw that breaks the camel's back, we can finally say, all right, I'm not actually happy with this, and I am going to make some changes. And not only can I, because I'm believing that at this point, but I'm going to. I'm willing to put in some work. I believe that the work that I'm going to put in is going to pay off. It has for other people. I've seen success stories. I know that I've been successful in other things in the past. And again, this applies to anything. This applies to weight loss. It applies to fitness. It applies to wellness, peace of mind, reducing your stress, getting career advancement, developing a new business that you want to pursue. All of these things. It applies to all of those. One of the reasons that I got into the industry was because I loved seeing how the principles paralleled across the board. I was like, this is very practical, and it's helped me in my life, and maybe, just maybe, it can help other people in their lives if they're just open to it and listening. So, believe that you can do it. Believe that you putting the work in will produce positive results, and that you're not going to, I'll add to this, you're not going to give up until you get the results that you want. Maybe you'll have to tweak some things along the way, and you likely will have to, but coming to a place where you're saying, I'm going to get what I want. Period. Period. Because there's no reason that I shouldn't. There's no reason that you shouldn't. Just like that quote that I read in the beginning. Life is special. This is your life. Take your gift and live it out loud in the open. Decide today that you're going to do it. Stop listening to what other people are saying. Don't hold yourself back and play yourself down. Just do it. And don't believe the negative stories or the bad things that, maybe you've heard from other people, or you've just heard in your brain of like, I can't do this. I have tried before and have failed. It doesn't matter. Because when everything aligns, whenever you get in the right, when you get in the right mindset and you apply the right actions, you will eventually, if not immediately, eventually get your success. And then number 3, get your vision, get your goals down, make a game plan, make daily habits, find your resources. So, those are my 3 things to personal transformation. So, hi, thanks Deborah. I appreciate that. I wanted to open up some space here for anyone that hopped on and wants to ask a question, be it health, wellness, fitness, anything about me. I'm open to talking. That's why I hopped on. I wanted to. So, even this, I'll be honest with you guys, like, I don't know, I think sometimes we can see other people in social media and think, oh, they've just, got their shit together. And I had some apprehension even hopping on tonight and putting this together and just talking. Because I had an idea of what I wanted to say, but I was still a little bit nervous about it. It's something that gets easier with practice, but I'm human just like everybody else. Like, I get the same thoughts that come at me of doubts or fears or wondering what somebody's going to say, or if somebody's going to think negatively of it, or, is it really going to matter, or is it really going to do anything? Like, all of those things. If I listened to those things, I wouldn't have gotten on. But I want to help. So, yeah. Hi Kayla. I'm so happy. That's wonderful. I'm glad that your commute is that much better. I love seeing your posts, by the way. I really do. Social media is great whenever we're using it to connect with people. I really, really, really love it. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? Have you used this in your life? Have you seen this type of a pattern in your life and things that you decided in the past that you were going to make a change, make a decision? Have you seen this type of pattern in your life? I made a couple of notes whenever I was putting this together, and for being willing to make a change, number 2. So number 1 was believing that you can make a change. Number 2 was being willing to make a change and to do the work necessary to make a change. And I put being willing to let go of your preconceived notions and do what it takes to embrace the change, to do the work, and particularly the internal work to grow yourself into the person that you really want to be. So a lot of times we have to kind of go down deep and say, why am I thinking that? Is that really helping me? Where did that come from? If it's helpful to know where it came from. I like to understand the root of things and where they came from. Where did that thought come from? You know? How can I change that around? That's not really working for me. I don't like that one. What's a different one? I just want to adopt a different one. I love to play with this all the time. My mind is kind of like my playground. I just kind of, what can I do differently? Why not? Who needs video games? We have life. Life is an adventure. Don't get me wrong, video games are fun sometimes. My neighbor's got an Xbox a while back. I played it once. It was okay. So, any questions that you guys have? Any thoughts? I'd love to hear, for anyone who listens to the replay of this, any other any other thoughts that you have, comments afterwards. So if you're watching this later as a playback, please still, share your thoughts and share this with people too, please. Like, it's not even in an effort to say like, oh, I want to work with more people. It's just, can I share this information? Can I use my own experiences and stories of working through things in my life to help other people? Because I've believed that for a long time, that for some reason, and I know people have been through much, crazier circumstances and things that I have been through. And I think a lot of us can say that. But I just always had the thought, like, I'm going to use this for all it's worth. I paid a lot of pain for some things. And I've grown so much for it. They've all been my teachers. Like, each pain in my life has brought such a huge lesson. If I just dug in and didn't run from it. And chose to feel it. And let all the emotions pass through me. And that was the cool thing about the cat, was he made me cry, and I hadn't cried for a while. And then the cat went home. I was like, well, I guess you served your purpose. But yeah, if I'm benefiting from it, like, how can other people benefit from it? It's wisdom. We can pass around stories. That's the amazing thing about being connected, is we can help each other grow. And in positive, healthy relationships, they are enlivening. They help you grow. They spur you to grow. They inspire you to grow. They don't really hold you at the throat and say, get your shit together. It just feels right. It calls you to a higher level. It calls you to a higher standard of living, and it's cool. I love hearing other people's stories. I was hanging out with some girls last night, and we were talking about just life. And it was awesome. It was really awesome. I was very thankful for it. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to hop off. If you have any thoughts, again, afterwards, when you're listening to this as the replay, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Again, share it, please. And, let me know if I can, I don't know, just reach out, talk to me. I'd love it. I'd love to hear from you. And I will talk with you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday evening. And also, let me know if you like this idea, if you'd like to see another one of these in the future. Let me know what you think. Alright? Thank you. Have a lovely night. Bye.